I'll be interested to get your takes on some of these guys. There's one guy who I just know you're gonna fall in love with the profile. I just know it already. But there is a consensus number one player who we should talk about. His name's Jamie Arnold, left-handed pitcher out of Florida State University. If we rewind to this time last year, Jeremy, remember when we had Carlos Galazo on? We gave him a like this or that style questions, and we asked him Hagen Smith or Chase Burns. If there was a third pitcher in there for performance last year in college, it would have been Jamie Arnold. He is a slightly undersized left-handed pitcher, 6'1", 200, and he is putting up numbers again for the second consecutive season in the ACC, either best or second best conference in college baseball. Just to give you an idea of what we're talking about, he has missed, I want to say, a whole either one or two starts this season due to illness, actually. But he's striking out 12.41 guys per nine, walking 2.55 per nine. His FIP is 2.06. That's down from 2.19 last season. So we're talking about like an extremely strong track record of production and one of the best conferences in college baseball. Fastball's been up to 98 this year, which is a PR for him. He has a slider that is, it's nasty, both in terms of like the shape, but also it's one of those that comes at you from such an angle, especially if you're a left-handed hitter, you just have no chance. He was a drive line in the offseason working on a split change, so he's added that to his arsenal. That's still a little bit of a work in progress, but I think it's a good example of him kind of folding in another pitch. And he's really been the guy of this class so far on the college side that's had the most consistent performance. So he's consensus number one at the moment, and by a fair margin. His like comp ranking is 2.6. The next player in the class is at 6.6. So he's far and away number one consensus prospect at the moment.
So if he doesn't go on to the Nationals,
he
definitely goes number two to the Angels, and then
I would think so.
Maybe he's their opening day starter. 2026.
Dude, it's possible. It's really possible. And this coming off the back, you saw the Ryan Johnson thing, right? The Angels.
Hasn't thrown a minor league inning. It made the opening day roster.
And that is a guy who, just for the record, we liked plenty and has I have not a bad word to ever say about any prospect who gets drafted. I think he was like in the 50 to 65 range on the consensus board last year, drafted out of DBU, and has made the opening day roster for the Angels, having never thrown a minor league pitch. So
impressive, but also the Angels.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there's another pitcher to talk about.
Yep. Another pitcher to talk about. This is a guy, Jeremy, I think you're maybe going to fall in love with. I'm currently 8th on the consensus board. His name is Seth Hernandez. He is a prep righty out of Southern California, 6'4", 195-pound right-hander. So you can hang the projectable label on him if you want to. Easily the highest ceiling arm in this class for me on the prep side. We also know that right-handed prep pitching is a very like, risky demographic, but think like Jackson Jobe. His fastball in one of his first starts this year was sitting 97 to 100, struck out 12 guys in his last start. This is against really good competition in Southern California. He has maybe the best changeup in the class as well. Shows an affinity for spin, also curveball and a slider in the mix there too. And so if you're talking about Arnold, right, what you're getting there is a surefire rotation guy with the upside of someone who can start a playoff game. With Seth Hernandez, I think the upside, your like 95th percentile outcome is like a true ace. But obviously you have to bake in the risk factor there. But I think he absolutely is someone who could be in the mix for 1-1. Definitely one of a handful of guys and someone I think you will enjoy.